Hello everyone, my name is Hugh Blaine. I'm the president of Claris Consulting, and this is my video blog. And today I want to talk to you about creating the extraordinary. In all actuality, I want to talk to you about converting the ordinary into the extraordinary. Here's what I want to do is I want to ask you this question. I want you to look around your office. I want you to look in your planner. I want you to look wherever it may be. And I want you to find one thing about your work that you say is going really well. Really well. Whatever it may be, what the first thing that comes to your mind says, well, this is going really well. And if you and I were now having a cup of coffee sitting across from one another, I would say, tell me what's going really well. And you would give me some sort of answer. And I would then ask you this question respectfully. How do you know that it's going really well? Other than your own perceptions, how do you know that it's going well? And then I would kind of push on it a little bit and I'd say, when was the last time that this particular instance, this particular activity, this thing that you think is going really well, was really, really tested in the crucible of real world, not just in a theoretical construct? When was the last time you really saw people under pressure, when the yogurt's hitting the fan and people are scrambling and everybody else is kind of panicking? In that moment, how did you do? And if you haven't been tested like that in a while, then I'm going to suggest you need to be tested in order to learn how well you're doing. Now, if you had said to me, Hugh, we were tested on that in that regard 6 months ago, I'd say, great. What did you learn 6 months ago? What did you decide to do differently 6 months ago? And how have you learned from that over the last 6 months? And see, that's the interesting thing. What did you learn over the last 6 months that you can now then go back and say, well, here's how well we're doing, and here's what's different, and here's how we're expanding the ordinary into the extraordinary based on that particular event. Ladies and gentlemen, I will tell you that in all my conversations with senior executives, there is so much untapped potential inside organizations. And oftentimes the reason why it is untapped is because the leader or the team or the organization doesn't test themselves and doesn't calibrate how well they're doing. So I'm going to suggest to you, as a leader, as a team member, wherever you may be, to test yourself under adverse circumstances, not on a perfect game day where the sun is shining and there's no wind and there's no rain. Test yourself in adverse conditions. Look back at it and say, so what am I learning? What went well? What did not go well? And if you have not tested yourself recently, then you cannot look me square in the eye and say, I'm doing really well, we're doing really well. If you've never been tested, you don't know. So something for you to think about is, how are you doing with regarding converting the ordinary into the extraordinary? I would love to hear about that, and I'd love to hear how you've been tested and what you've learned. So with that, I hope you have a fabulous day, and I will look forward to talking to you very soon. Take care.